concept of the rack traditionally refers to a medieval torture device used to stretch victims' bodies beyond their natural limits, resulting in excruciating pain and often permanent damage. Historically, the rack was a tool of coercion and punishment, emblematic of the brutal tactics employed during the Middle Ages and the Inquisition. As such, it occupies a significant place in the collective imagination as a symbol of human cruelty and the lengths to which authorities have gone to exert control and extract confessions. Recognizing its historical impact, the rack exemplifies how societal norms and practices around punishment and control have evolved. It serves as a stark reminder of the cruelty of past judicial systems, highlighting the shifts in ethical standards and human rights over the centuries. In contemporary contexts, examining such devices encourages reflection on current practices, prompting discussions around issues such as torture, ethics, and the treatment of prisoners. For instance, the evolution from using barbaric methods like the rack to modern, more humane systems of justice underscores progress in legal and moral standards. By studying the rack, historians and legal scholars gain insights into the often harsh realities of historical justice systems, providing invaluable lessons on the importance of upholding human dignity. Opinions on the rack often reflect a broader discourse on human rights. Many scholars argue that studying such instruments is crucial to understanding and preventing inhumane practices in modern times. The rack is sometimes cast in political discussions as a point of caution against the misuse of power and authority, reflecting a universal desire for just and ethical governance. However, there are challenges and controversies associated with this focus. Some people argue that dwelling too much on such violent past tools may glorify or sensationalize the brutality rather than serve as a lesson in caution. Others point to the importance of not projecting contemporary moral standards onto historical societies. Recognizing the challenges of interpreting past behaviors, the concept of the rack connects to and influences other aspects of its main topic by providing a basis for examining the evolution of torture and punishment methods. It serves as a historical benchmark, helping researchers and society at large to reflect on how far we have come and the importance of continuing to promote humanitarian values in all aspects of life. Through understanding the rack's historical context, we can better appreciate the progress made and the ongoing need for vigilance in protecting human rights. The design and mechanics of the rack refers to the intricate engineering and structural principles underlying the creation and operation of a device, historically known as the rack, one of the most infamous instruments of physical manipulation or torture. While its traditional association is with medieval interrogation techniques, understanding the design and mechanics of the rack opens a broader discussion about the limits and potentials of the human body's resilience and the engineering behind such devices. Central to this topic are the design elements that enable the rack to apply gradual, adjustable tension to the human body. The apparatus typically consisted of a rectangular frame with rollers or cranks at each end, allowing for controlled extension by turning levers or windlasses. The precision in the design allowed for incremental stretching, a critical factor in exerting psychological pressure and physical strain without immediate damage, illustrating a grim mastery of human anatomy and mechanical advantage. In a broader sense, exploring the mechanics of the rack invites reflection on the ethics and impact of human innovation. Its significance today resonates in fields like rehabilitation, where similar stretching principles are applied therapeutically. For example, traction therapy in modern medicine uses controlled tensile forces to alleviate spinal conditions and improve mobility without resorting to painful or harmful extremes. Similarly, the concepts borrowed from the mechanics of the rack are evident in certain fitness equipment designed to enhance flexibility and joint health, showing a constructive evolution of its initial purpose. Opinions surrounding this point are multifaceted. Some view the rack purely as a testament to historical cruelty, a device emblematic of the darker side of human ingenuity. Conversely, others see the underlying mechanical principles as a foundation for understanding tension and pressure, concepts that have been adapted for beneficial applications in modern fields. The duality in perception reflects broader ethical debates about the use of technology and innovation. Nevertheless, the design and mechanics of the rack also provoke controversy. discussions around physical manipulation instruments invariably touch upon ethical implications, raising questions about the moral responsibilities of designers and engineers. The historical baggage of the rack as a torture device cannot be entirely separated from its conceptual and mechanical analysis. In the context of stretching beyond limits, understanding the rack's mechanics connects to broader themes of human endurance, the limits of ethical engineering, and the transformative potential of technology through time. By examining these elements, we gain insights into the capacity of innovation to push boundaries for better or worse, and the ongoing dialogue between historical legacy and modern application. The physiological effects of stretching the body are essential in understanding how the practice of stretching influences our physical form. At its core, stretching involves extending muscles and soft tissues to their full length, promoting increased flexibility, range of motion, and improved circulation. When we stretch, we stimulate the body's connective tissues, such as muscles, tendons, and ligaments, leading to numerous health benefits. Stretching can alleviate muscle tension, enhance performance in physical activities, and aid in the prevention of injuries by ensuring muscles are flexible and resilient. In relation to the rack stretching beyond limits, understanding these physiological effects underscores the main topic's significance. Historically, the rack was a device used to stretch individuals beyond their natural limits, often associated with pain and torture. However, when considered from a modern wellness perspective, stretching beyond limits can embody the push toward greater body awareness and physical capability, when done correctly and under safe conditions. For instance, professional athletes often engage in rigorous stretching routines to optimize their physical performance. Gymnasts, for example, rely on intense flexibility training to perform complex movements that test their bodily limits. Similarly, yoga practitioners stretch extensively, focusing on balance and flexibility to promote both physical and mental well-being. These examples demonstrate how stretching can go beyond mere physical exertion, reflecting a disciplined pursuit of bodily awareness and improvement. Opinions supporting the benefits of stretching suggest it contributes to a healthier lifestyle by promoting better posture, reducing stress, and aiding in muscle recovery. Medical professionals and fitness experts often endorse stretching as a vital component of fitness regimens for these reasons. However, stretching is not without challenges and controversies. Critics argue that excessive stretching can lead to overstretching injuries, particularly if done improperly without adequate preparation or warm-up. Furthermore, the idea of stretching to an extreme, as alluded to in the concept of the rack, can raise ethical considerations regarding the balance between beneficial stretching and harmful excess. Ultimately, the physiological effects of stretching the body connect to the broader discourse within the rack stretching beyond limits, by highlighting the fine line between beneficial stretching practices and the potential for harm. This conversation encourages a nuanced understanding of physical limits and the importance of respecting the body's natural capabilities, thereby influencing discussions about the safe applications and practices of stretching in modern health and wellness contexts. The use of the rack, historically a notorious instrument of torture, serves as a compelling focal point in exploring the theme of stretching beyond limits. This device, essentially a wooden rectangle with a roller at each end, was designed to stretch the victim's body to its breaking point, causing excruciating pain. Its historical significance lies in its representation of power and control, employed primarily during the Middle Ages and the Inquisition as a method of extracting confessions or punishing those considered heretics or enemies of the state. A compelling aspect of the rack is its embodiment of extremes, literally stretching an individual beyond their physical limits, a grim metaphor for the psychological and physical boundaries societies and individuals confront. Understanding its historical use offers insight into the darker aspects of human behavior and governance, reminding us of the lengths authorities have gone to enforce dominance and compliance. Two notable historical instances highlight the rack's impact. The first involves the Protestant martyr Anne Askew, who, in 1546, was tortured on the rack in the Tower of London for her religious beliefs. Her refusal to recant, despite the torture, underscored a profound resilience and conviction, martyring an emblem of religious resistance. Another example is the use during the Spanish Inquisition, where it was employed to extract confessions from alleged heretics, illustrating its role in purging dissent and enforcing orthodoxy within the Catholic Church. These examples underscore the rack's function as both a physical and psychological tool for exerting societal norms and authority. However, the rack also invites controversy and alternative viewpoints. Its use raises ethical dilemmas about the limits of punishment and the morality of using extreme measures to enforce conformity. Critics have long debated the efficacy and humanity of such torture devices, pointing to the potential for false confessions and the degradation of human dignity. These perspectives challenge us to consider how much liberty can be sacrificed for security and how societies define and handle deviance. In the broader context of the main topic, the rack epitomizes the tension between control and freedom, highlighting the perpetual struggle between power structures and individual autonomy. It influences our understanding of the lengths individuals withstand to uphold their beliefs, inspiring us to reflect on how far we might stretch beyond our limits when faced with adversity. Ultimately, the exploration of historical uses like the rack prompts us to question the ethical and moral boundaries of power, compelling society to learn from past transgressions to avoid repeating them.